Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm actually going to be changing the fuel pump. Some people have said that there's nothing wrong with it, it's probably just that it needs priming, but I think that it was on its way out anyway. So I've decided to buy a brand new one, and then I'm going to prime that, and hopefully it will fix the problems with the starting issue that I've been having. So here's the new pump. It looks exactly like the old one. It's just a generic part. They don't cost very much. Hopefully it fits with this connector. I'm pretty sure that it will do because they're all standard. I did buy the right one. It's for a Suzuki Carry, not a Bedford Rascal, but they're the same vehicle. There seems to be a little tear in this mount here, but it doesn't really matter. It's not important. I could probably use one of the old mounts anyway. So as I'm working outside, this is how I keep it when I'm not working on it. Just under cover with plastic at the moment. It's just to keep the water off it all. And I just use a few bungees like this. It just keeps it held down tight, and yeah, it's just to keep the weather off it for now, that's all, and off the electrics because it's important. So as you can see, here's the connector. This should just push down and then disconnect like that. You can see the old one there. So here's the new one. Let me just get hold of it. So here's the new one. It's exactly the same. So that should just connect to it if everything goes correctly. Let's make sure it's right around, so it should just, which it does, connect. So what I'm going to do first of all is remove that out of the way. I'm going to first start by removing this fuel line, which I'm doing the wrong way. So I'm going to take this off, and then I can move this fuel filter out of the way, and I can get better access. So it's quite simple to remove that. Just a little bit better access now. There we go. So next thing is to remove these large nuts, which I think is a 14mm socket. No, it's not. It'd be smaller than that. I think it's a 10. Yes, it's a 10mm that you need. Don't be frightened to use a bit of WD-40 if these things are stuck. I haven't used any on here, but I sprayed it all previously. So it comes off pretty easily. The other one might be a little bit trickier to get because it's at the back here. So that's the first bolt out. Oh, they are. It's very short, these are. Right, let's get this. Can I even get in here? I need an extension bar. Let's hope this extension works. I haven't got all my tools here, but I've got most of them, the ones that I need anyway. This might be a different bolt size, this one, which is not correct. It shouldn't be like that if that's the case. Or is it just not seating? It's just not seating correctly. It's because it seems to be, on the mount, it seems to be bent upwards. Somebody must have forced that in there at some point. There we go, I've finally got it. So that's that out of there. They're always blue, I've noticed these. Then they've got a sleeve over them. Important bolts. So now this is free. So I can actually get this out of here. And you can see the old clips on here, which I'm going to have to get off and change. I've changed one of them. I changed this one back here ages ago, but this one's the old one. So I'm going to have to do that next. And there's a few clips here that are in the way, holding it all in place, which I probably should undo. And I'll have a little bit better access. So here's the moment. I'm just going to pull this one off. There we go. That's the old one, free. So it should be a quick and easy swap into the new one. So these have got these things on here which I need to remove. There's fuel leaking everywhere, of course. So this lines up, so this one goes on the bottom one again. The other one here as well, that goes on a lot easier. So this one will connect around and then connect back into the fuel filter here, but I will put that on shortly. Using some needle nose pliers, I should be able to take this off of here. I've got some new hose clips here. These ones are stainless, and this should fit on here. It might be a bit big. I'll probably have to change it later because I've run out of the correct size. Usual thing that seems to happen when you're doing these sort of things. You always end up running out. So let's make sure this is actually the right way around. Right, that's on there now. So back this off a little bit, and then that should slide. I don't know if you can actually see what I'm doing here. It should just slide over the top of this. Back it off a little bit more. There we go. So now that's on there. We'll tighten it up. I don't want any fuel leaking from it, you see, that's what the point of this is. I think I need a different Phillips head here. That will do for now. Then we've got this one to tighten up. There we go, they're all nice and tight on there now. I've got to screw this cap down as well, so I may as well do that now whilst I'm at it. Not really sure why this cap's not screwed down already when it comes from the factory. I don't think the screw head's long enough, that's why it is loose. So that will have to be changed as well. The mounting plate is bent because somebody had this problem before. This is why it was here. It needs to be mounted here, a bit higher up, not all the way down here, so that the pipe can actually reach. What I'll have to do is pull the pipe off here and then move it along, I think, so then it gives it just that bit more down here so that it will seat correctly. I've spent the last half an hour, probably longer, just trying to get this to screw on because it's a mess underneath. Cheap part. It's, you know, hopefully the thing works after I've done all this anyway. I've bent this bracket back downwards a little bit because, as you can see back there, the way this was, it wasn't allowing clearance. It was hitting the side here and I couldn't actually line the bolts up. So now I've pulled it down, the bolts line up. However, we've got this problem down here. Not this one, this is the breather. It's down here. This one here. The old unit had them side by side, whereas now this one there, top and bottom. So now this pipe here doesn't reach. So I'm going to have to do some modification in order to get that to reach there. To do that, I think, like I said before, I'm going to just take it off this bracket here, and then this will free this up so that hopefully it'll reach, and then I'll have to fashion something and change it so that it'll be alright. So I'm going to cinch these down, but I'm not going to do them up too tight. The purpose of not doing them up too tight is I don't want to bust all of the rubber that's actually holding them down. It's not going to come off. That's solid, and these are just for the purpose of stopping the vibration. Let's see about undoing this. And with this not on here, then the pipe should theoretically reach. Now, as you can see, it reaches now, but we're going to have a problem with this because this is a sharp edge, but we'll try and see what we can do about that shortly. Let's just see if we can get this on here. So now the only thing left to do, well, there's a couple of things actually. Now, of course, this needs to go onto this bracket as well here, but I'm not going to do that just yet, because I'm going to have to sort out this pipe work as well and make sure that it's not catching on this big metal piece here, because it's too sharp and that will eventually wear through and damage it. So now I've got the connector here, and here's the other side of it, and let's connect it up. And I've got this, we'll put this like that, and there we go. So we've got a new fuel pump here. This is a newish fuel filter which I did actually replace not too long ago, so all this is new. One day I'll change the pipes, but for now this is all new, so theoretically this should now work. So here we have our fully charged battery. We've got a new fuel pump, new fuel filter, and we're going to try and prime it now. So I'm going to connect this negative onto here like so, and the positive is already on. And turn on the ignition. At current, we're having the issue that this is not primed, it's full of air, and so is the pump because it's new, and it can't pump air, so it needs to pump fuel. So I need to fill this up, so fashion this piece of pipe, and somehow we have to get the fuel from there down this pipe to prime that, and then hopefully we should have it working. We had to siphon some of the fuel from the fuel tank out into there. Now the problem that we've got is this is way too big, so we're finding an alternative way of doing it, maybe with a squeezy bottle or something. So this is what we've decided to do, and as you can see the fuel is actually going through, it's going in, going all the way down the tube, and hopefully it should. I hope this works. So now I'm going to try priming it now that we've done that, and I've connected the pipe. There we go. I'm going to attempt to start it now that it's primed, and hopefully it will work. Seems to be working, but the fuel pump sounds very loud still. I don't know if that's supposed to do that. If anybody could let me know in the comments. No, it's cut itself out again now. So we're trying by turning the fuel filter upside down and see if that makes any difference. Let's try again now. Like straight away it sounds very quiet. Choking you. Seems to be running now. Although the fuel pump sounds loud again, I don't know why. Just see if it stays running now. Because before it decided to cut out on its own. If anybody can let me know in the comments if the fuel pump's actually meant to be that loud. So you can hear it tapping really loud. I don't know if it is supposed to be, but I have turn the fuel filter upside down. That seems to be making a difference with the air. The air lock, it seems to be removing it. And everything seems fine in here. Just drop the choke down a little bit. So let's chalk this one up as a loss, because for some reason, even though this is now full by the looks of it, the fuel pump seems to stay on all the time and it doesn't prime fully, and now it just decides to cut out, if anybody could let me know what they think it is, that'd be great, because I haven't got a clue now, so I can't move forwards with it. So trying to remove this pipe, literally I pulled it straight like that back and it's just sheared the end of the pump off. Look, useless piece of rubbish. It was a cheap one. It was like 20-30 quid or something, or 20 quid it must be, off eBay, and that's what you get. So now I've got no fuel pump anywhere, even if it was to work. So I'm gonna have to try and put on the old one again, because that one was working, it just wasn't starting, that's all. Which was probably down to priming issues. So this has been a massive waste of time yet again. I fitted the original fuel pump again. We've primed it all. As you can see, there's fuel everywhere. That's how much we primed it, to make sure. However, we've discovered another problem here. So if you can blow on that fuel tank again, there you go. You can see the problem there. Like, stop doing that. That's why we're getting an airlock, because there is a hole in here. So now I've got to fix that, and I've got no clue how to do that yet. So don't know what to do next. Although this is now working, which is really nice. Now you'll hear it priming properly. So that'll prime, or it did a moment ago. Well, it's probably not now, because there's air in the system again. Do you want to blow on that again, and then you'll see this will work. There you go. So now it's primed, but this is where the problem is. It's just fuel going everywhere. So that's now going to be changed. So that's what the problem was after all, and it took all that to find out, including buying a new fuel pump, which is now obsolete because it is completely ruined. I'm going to have to send this back to the manufacturer. Look at that, look. Snapped off, just sheared straight off, totally useless. Totally useless. Even this was like all split like this when it arrived. Not good. Not happy with that at all. So I'm going to try and show you, if you look really closely, if it'll focus. There is just a tiny hole there. It's really difficult to see on the camera, but it is there. And that must have been from when we were cleaning it up and painting it and stuff. So somehow I need to repair this, and what we're going to do for it, I think, is just put some glue on it for now. Yeah, just to get it going. It's like patch it up for now. So we're just putting on a bit of glue for now, if it will come out of the bottle. There we go. It's like a Gorilla Glue.
It's like a Araldite sort of based glue. That will be fine for now.
Yeah, there you go. So that'll just block the hole up. You can barely see it on the camera because it seems to blend in. But that's going to cure our air hole for now. And this will now work. And now she'll drive again. So as you can see, we've covered a fair few things today. Fitting a new fuel pump, faffing with it, breaking it, putting the old one back in, finding that I've actually got a fuel leak in the pipe. That makes complete sense as to why there was so much like air getting in the system. So back to square one with all of the equipment again, but at least it runs now, which is the main thing, which is what I was trying to get it to do, is just to make it run. So I'm going to have to order yet another fuel pump because I want to put a brand new one in, and I'm going to have to find a way to fix the tank. For now it'll be alright with, you know, just a bit of Araldite on it. Some people will be saying, you know, you can't do that, but at the end of the day it's just to stop the air from getting into the system, because you know, the pump will suck the fuel through, therefore it won't blow the Araldite out of it because it's actually sucking it in. I'm going to make sure that it's cured and hardened before I start again. I'm not using it every day, so it's fine, and that should cure my fuel problems at this moment in time. So hopefully you've learned something out of this video. I know I learned a lot by doing it. It's taken me hours and hours, but at the end of the day you learn from making these mistakes, from doing these different things, and hopefully, you know, I won't have to go through this again when I fit a new fuel pump next time. Even the steering wheel, like just here, is cracked down the middle. What's going on? Just everything seems to be falling apart at the moment, but there you go. So that wraps this video up. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.